メジャー翻訳速報。いよいよワールドシリーズの舞台が整いました。ドジャースとヤンキース、この2つの伝統あるチームが激突します。大谷翔平選手をはじめとする日本人選手たちの活躍にも注目が集まっています。ポストシーズンを勝ち抜いた両チームの強さとデーブ・ロバーツ監督の手腕も見どころです。皆さんはどう感じましたか？ぜひよかったらコメント欄で教えてください。今回はこちらの内容を詳しく解説している番組を日本語翻訳してお届けいたします。それではご覧ください。
Moved on to the World Series. So a special time for you. It's a special time for this young man. Mookie Betts is joining us.
Mondo!
Heading back to the World Series.
Hey, you do? That's what I'm talking about.
Mookie, congratulations.
Thank you.
You've done this a bunch of times now, the champagne celebration. The guys here are talking about how it never gets old. I'd imagine you feel the same way.
I couldn't hear
The
nothing.
champagne celebration never gets old, I would imagine.
No, it never gets old. It means you did something good. It gets cold, but not old, though. I'm freezing right now.
Mookie, we've been so impressed with the way you've played all October, and you now have 4 wins to go. But how impressed have you been with Doc Roberts and his ability to press all the right buttons? And it's been a challenging one because of all the injuries and all the moving parts.
Yeah, Doc has done an amazing job in putting everybody in the right spot to be successful. That's the managing part, but really, I think what people don't see is like the love and the compassion and the energy that he gives us every day. That's behind the lines, you know, where he prepares us and he gives us just all the confidence in the world to come here and play the game. And
give me an example of how he makes you feel more comfortable.
I mean, he during BP or while we're in the cage or whatever, he just comes in and just sits and watches. Good swing. There you go. That's going to work today. You know, just simple stuff like that. I mean, if you're not feeling good, hey, you know, he's patting you on the butt, telling you keep working, whatever it is. He just instills confidence in us, and I love Doc. Love that.
Boy, let me tell you, I'm so proud and happy for you because everything you have got in your career, you well deserve it. Now, I want you to explain these guys right here why you are always wanting to play any position no matter what, the longest you can help your ball club to win.
Yeah, I wasn't like that at first, man. When I signed the deal, I was a right fielder. I was a right fielder, and I was like, you know, I'm going to end my career there. And then you get to a point where, like, you know, you're not going to play the game forever. And it's really, really hard winning. Like, it's really, really hard doing this. And so I was like, man, you know, I'm going to do whatever it takes to win. And if that's playing short and being vulnerable, and I may not be good at it, but if this is what it takes for us to win, I'll take it on the chin. You know, I'll take it on the chin for everybody. And fortunately, it worked for a couple months, and then we had to make a change, but that was cool too. So I got to go back home.
I know last year we had you on our set, and I told you I didn't want to see you on our set anymore unless you were playing in the World Series. How good does it feel, man, to be back here, going to the World Series? And then the second part of it is, how long do you celebrate this before you turn your sights to the World Series?
Yeah, you know, I do remember that. You definitely did say that. And, you know, I mean, I know you won so many championships, and you made it look easy, but this is not easy. Getting to this point is not easy. Everybody's good at this point, and so it's a blessing just to be here again, and we're willing to you got to cherish this, because I played for 10 years, and this is my 3rd time. And so some people play for 15, 20 years and never make it to the postseason, so you really got to appreciate it. And what was your second part again? I forgot what you said.
I forgot too. I was just looking in that cup to see what you were drinking, man.
Whatever
He's drinking milk. He's drinking milk.
Yeah, whatever your
How long are you going to enjoy this?
Oh, we'll enjoy it just for the night. But we know your boys are coming in, and it's going to be a tough task. It's going to be a tough task. The world wants it, though, and you know, it'll be fun for sure.
Hey, you have 2 World Series in your back pocket. Does it ever get old?
No, absolutely not.
Let people know how hard it is to get to this point.
This is my 10th year, and I have, like 7 or 8 more, and this is just my 3rd time getting here, and it's so hard, man. It's so hard to play a full season, stay healthy as a team, and to win playoff series. It's unexplainable how hard it is, but we did it.
Hey, Mookie, I don't know if we can do it if we can turn on the camera in the clubhouse and you could give us like 30 seconds of play-by-play. over the celebration. We're trying to identify who's wearing the clown mask. Tell us what's happening here. Who are we looking at? What's going on?
Show and Yoshi right there. I have no idea what they're doing. Yoshi is he's just kind of there. Yoshi, he comes to the clubhouse every day and he does his work and he just stays quiet. So for him to be walking around with the flag, that's a lot for him. He's doing a lot right now. Shohei, they're doing a lot right there. You know, having those two guys here, man, it's been amazing. They've contributed in so many ways, and I mean, that group of guys, man. When I tell you I love those boys,
Who's that guy right there? Who's that guy, Mo?
Which
right
one?
there, the clown guy right there. We all the tattoos right there. There it is.
Oh, that's that looks like Banda. Yeah, that's Banda. He's tatted up. That's Tat Man right
Looks
there.
very threatening.
Yeah, he is.
Is he all right? He's okay?
Yeah, I think he's all right. I mean, he looks all right. But yeah, I love those boys, man. Coming to work every day. You guys know, like, when you get a good group of guys, man, you come to work and whatever task you have in front of you, you don't feel overmatched or whatever. It's like, I got my boys here. Whatever's in front of me, we'll take care of it.
Mookie, we appreciate you, man. Thank you. Congratulations. Get some rest the next few days.
I love you, brother.
Yes, sir. Thank you,
See
guys.
you Friday.
Keep going.
Love
Do
you.
not start the train.
Yes, sir.
Hey, can I have a sip?
Papa, you don't need one.
More hardware for Mookie, getting ready for the Yankees. A few days off for all the Dodgers to prepare. Same set of the Yankees are no doubt watching and getting ready for their opponent. This World Series, it starts on Friday. Promises to be a memorable one. The celebration continues at Dodger Stadium. A lot of the players have leaked back out onto the field. A lot of them still popping champagne and dousing each other in the clubhouse. A lot of dignitaries and front office execs on the field as the title in the Bronx. There is a great story history between these two teams. They've met in the World Series 11 times, including the Dodgers' Brooklyn roots. The Yankees have won 8 of those 11. A 12th meeting coming up starting on Friday. And as we mentioned earlier, I mean, no shortage of storylines. But the one that's going to grab everybody, even the casual baseball fans, David, because folks love power, is Ohtani versus Judge for the first time. 250 homer guys in a World Series.
I mean, it's going to be an exciting World Series when you see these two monsters facing each other. You're talking about the most powerful guy in all of baseball. You're talking about the guys that every time you're watching the game, you want to stop to watch these guys here. I mean, it's impressive what these two young men have been able to do at this level in the Major League Baseball. Here comes the boom.
Here comes one of them. Shohei Ohtani's going to join us on the set. We're going to make room for Shohei. We're going to make room for Shohei and for his interpreter, Will. Showtime in the World Series. Showtime Lakers have been here all week. Now it's showtime in the World Series. Shohei, Will, congratulations. Thanks for joining us, Will. Way to go, Show. Congratulations. Will, I guess we start with just general thoughts. I mean, how long does Shohei celebrate? When does he start looking at the Yankees?
どのぐらいお祝いしたか聞きたいですと。今日は今日でもうみんなでお祝いして、明日からまた切り替えて、本当に最高のゲームだったなと思います。
Just finished celebrating as of now, you know, ready to kind of switch the gear and move on to the next series and ready to go.
Shohei, konnichiwa. And first of all, we're all amazed about all the great work you've done. We talked a little bit about the World Baseball Classic, but obviously, second year here, how excited are you to play against the New York Yankees and the two best players in the world, and Aaron Judge and yourself, MVP versus MVP, with the whole world watching?
世界中が見てる中、アメリカンリーグの MVP と NL の MVP が対戦するっていうところで、どう思いますか？本当に強いチームだと思います。素晴らしいチームだと思うので、ジャッジ選手ももちろん素晴らしいですけど、他の選手たちもやっぱり素晴らしい選手たち多いので、全員で、向かっていかないと勝てないんじゃないかなと思いますし、本当に全員で頑張りたいなと思ってます。
You know, two really good teams competing against each other. You know, obviously Judge is a really good player, but so is Soto and a lot of the players on the Yankees team. And it's going to take all of us to really win the series.
Hey, congratulations on going into the World Series. I want Shohei to explain the whole planet how difficult being a DH is, and tell them that to me he's the MVP of the league.
もうまず NL の MVP だと。で、DH の難しさっていうのを語ってください。
そうです。試合状況が読みづらかったりとか、逆に投げてる時っていうのは試合状況は自分で作ってるので分かりやすいですけど、DH っていうのはやっぱりそういうところが一番難しいかなと思います。
You know, when I was pitching, I could kind of get the sense of how the game is going, you know, because obviously I'm pitching and know how to kind of dictate the game. But as a DH, you really focus on one thing only, and so it was really hard to kind of, you know, get into the flow of the game.
This right here is the reason why you signed to come to LA and play for the Dodgers. How much fun is it playing October baseball for the first time?
ドジャースと契約した理由は、こういうポストシーズンプレーできることで、もう本当にどのぐらいこの10月の野球をプレーできるっていうのはどのぐらい楽しいんですかと。
シーズンもシーズンでやっぱりきつい試合も多かったですし、ただ162試合こうやってファンの人たちと頑張ってきた最後の最後でこういう短期決戦ができるっていうのは本当に自分にとってすごく特別な瞬間だなって毎試合思ってます。
You know, obviously going through the regular season in itself was difficult, but I'm very much learning to appreciate how fun it is to be able to play in the postseason.
Hey, tell Otani that only the bad boys wear this shirt right here. My dog! This is for him.
大谷さんのです。
Thank you.
You're the man.
Those are huge in Tokyo. Huge.
I got one
Shohei,
for you
Will,
too.
thank you. Thank you. Will needs a My Dog shirt too. Come on. There we go.
Well, tell him
my
when he goes
God.
back to Japan to
Oh
watch
my
his
God.
car. Watch his car
I
with
work
it.
here.
このシャツを使って車きれいにしてください。
Shohei, thank you for your time. Will, thank you. Congratulations, Shohei. Way to go. Congrats.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Go get him. Good luck.
Thank you, Shohei. As we follow Shohei back into the clubhouse here, I mean, I'm dreaming a little bit about what could be, and I'm not going to talk about him pitching in the World Series because I don't think that's on the table. We're talking about MVPs, and he is clearly en route to his third this year. He got there without pitching a single inning. There's a chance because of the length of his contract, this guy could end his career with 4, 5, 6 most valuable player awards. That's not out of the question at this stage.
Well, I think, you know, people always talk about, you've heard us say it here, he's a unicorn. And then they'll say, well, who does he compare to? Who doesn't compare to anyone because he's a unicorn, right? There's no one on the planet is able to do what he does. Now, you're talking about offensively being one of the best players in the game. If he focused just on pitching, he'd be one of the best pitchers in the game. And this guy's doing both. Obviously, he couldn't this year because he's injured, but David, you know, being a DH is very difficult to do, and he's had the seamless transition.
And on top of that, Matty, imagine doing this. Whatever we did, if we had to go to Tokyo, we don't speak the language. We don't know. We got to get familiar with everything. He started in Anaheim, came down here, and it's just phenomenal. It's just another element, an obstacle that he has to deal, only him and not anybody else, and he's still the best in the planet.
I got to tell you, sometimes people don't realize that if you don't hit, it's like you ain't playing. You know, and if you
how do you know?
well,
Yeah, that's a good question.
I know.
Yeah, that's a great question.
I know. I have a lot of 0 for 4, let me tell you. But reality is
Not against us.
that you see how everybody talk about this guy, talk about this man, his preparation, his leadership, everything that he accomplished as a player, and then you need to add to it 50+ homer, 50+ stealing bases, all the damage that he do on that field. I mean, he would represent that organization without a doubt.
It's hard to compare players of different generations, and I know a lot of traditionalists get upset when you say better than Ruth, better than Mays. Those dudes never pitched. They never pitched at the level. It's not like he's a guy that goes out there and throws mop-up innings. He's an elite starting pitcher. We're talking about one of the greatest to ever play the sport, if not the greatest. I know there's a lot of canvas left in his career, but I don't think that's an overstatement.
Well, is that, I mean, again, you run out of like adjectives to describe this young man, but what stands out when he sits here is his humility. And look, you need 26 players, coaching staff, front office, fan base, everybody to be all in to win a championship. Because as Mookie bets, this is really difficult. But the humility that every person that sits here, every player, always pass the bucket. Nobody says I. It's always we. It's about winning. It's not about us. It shows you why they're here. And they're also going to play another team that does the same thing in New York.
Yeah, I think, you know, to answer your question, Matty, you talk about is he the greatest ever? It's way too early in a career to say someone is the greatest player to ever play. He's probably the most talented all-around player to play, but he has a long way to go. But I tell you what, if he keeps this pace, the sky's the limit. I mean, he just continues to get better offensively. I can't wait to see what he does on the mound when he returns. So it's one of those can't miss players.
He's generous too. I'm just reminded as Joe Kelly walked by, he bought Joe Kelly's wife a car so he could wear his number, and did that during spring training.
Well, look, I mean, hey, look, he could buy the whole team cars. Don't worry about it.
I get him out of retirement.
That's a good point. Once again, it is one of the classic rivalries. Smells like A-Rod's house.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's smoking if you got him.
Cubans or not? What do you think?
I don't know.
I gotta see it.
It's good. You don't want to get in trouble with Homeland Security. Dave Roberts is going back to the World Series. The Dave Roberts Dodgers World Series history, 2017. They took down the Cubs in 5. LA made their first World Series in 29 years, lost in 7 games to Houston. Later marred the Astros scandal. Back in the saddle again, 7 games to dispatch the Brewers in 2018. It might have worn him down, as the Red Sox only needed 5 games to capture the Commissioner's Trophy that year. 2020, at a neutral site in Arlington due to COVID, LA erased a 3-1 deficit over Atlanta in the NLCS. Then they beat the Rays in 6 to win their first title since 1988. These are the 2 most decorated pennant winners in the history of the sport on a collision course, ready for Game 1 on Friday night. Well, we want to talk a little bit about the other side, too. The Mets had a magical run to get to this point where their season eventually ended tonight. And moments ago, Ken Rosenthal visited with manager Carlos Mendoza.
Carlos, you guys had an amazing run. What did you tell your team?
Yeah, how proud I was, you know, from not only players but coaches and the whole organization, from, you know, Steve and Alex, our owners, Davey Stearns in front office, and it wasn't easy for us. It was we went through a lot. We faced a lot of adversity, and the fact that we got to this point, you know, like, stinks. Obviously, you don't. This feeling it hurts, but. We set the bar high now, you know. Now expectations. Now they know what it takes to play meaningful games, not only in August, September, but deep into October. You know, so everyone should feel proud of themselves.
It seemed like tonight you had your chances, but they were just too much. How did you see it?
Yeah, and especially after Manaya went down in the 3rd inning, you know, and we were at pitching-wise. It was going to be a battle, but we kept fighting, you know. Guys came in and gave us a chance, just came up short.
This was your first season as a Major League manager. You guys had so many amazing moments. What will you remember most about this club?
The quality of the people that we got here in the organization, not only in the clubhouse, but from top to bottom. You know, this is a first-class organization. I'm proud to represent and be the manager. First year, we went through a lot, but again, we got quality people, and we all should feel proud, and understanding that our goal is to be playing deep into October and winning the World Series.
Carlos, congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Kenny.
Well, the Mets were the best team in baseball from June 1st through the end of the regular season. Now that they're officially in their off season, there is business to attend to. Pete Alonso's free agency is tops on the list. A number of decisions will have to be made. Moments ago, Francisco Lindor on how the Mets season came to an end.
I mean, disappointed that we didn't finish the job, but extremely proud of the job everybody did here, how we stuck for each other, how we got behind each other. I mean, you can see it, guys are still hanging around and talking, you know, and that's something that that wasn't happening here. And there's something special going on here, and I think it's going to be one of those where 10, 15 years from now, guys are still going to talk to each other. I'm proud of that. There's mixed feelings right now.
Props to Carlos Mendoza, first-year manager, took his team all the way to a Game 6 of the LCS, and I think not going to the World Series, of course, but nobody in the baseball community wasn't impressed by what these guys did this year.
Well, I tell you what, look, we've all been on that end of the losing end, and it's how difficult it is to sit there and stand in front of your locker and answer those questions because you're disappointed. But what the Mets were able to accomplish this year, there's a new level of excitement with that organization. The fans have been re-energized. You have a potential star being born in Vientos. Lindor is playing better than he's played in a long, long time. You got Stevie Cohen, the owner. You got David Stearns, who's one of the best in the business. The New York Mets have a lot to look forward to moving forward. And, you know, this could just be the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, you said it best. I mean, from top to bottom, I mean, look, this is a big, big success for the New York Mets. They were out of it in June. Nobody thought they would be here. But they have Alex and Steve Cohen at the ownership. David Stearns, who has a small market mentality with deep pockets. It's a hell of a combination. You have the right manager, Mendoza, Lindor. And here's the thing. What they have building looks a lot like what the Dodgers have been doing. You have David Stearns, which looks a lot like Andrew Friedman, and Mark Walters looks a lot like Steve Cohen. If you're the Mets and they were a stock, I would buy as much as I can right now.
Yesterday at the airport, a lifetime Met fan told me that it doesn't matter what the result is today. They were happy and proud of what the Met has accomplished. And that says a lot about the organization. They are not too far away from facing a World Series.
Meanwhile, on the other side of town, the Yankees are shuffling, getting ready for their Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani lead the Dodgers and Yankees into the Fall Classic. Game 1 of the World Series, Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern on Fox and on the Fox Sports app. They met in June, and remember at the time the Yankees were firing on all cylinders. They'd won 8 in a row. The Dodgers came to town and beat them up over a 3-game series, taking 2 of the 3 games, outscoring them, out-homering them, out-pitching them as we welcome you back inside. So I'll ask you guys for, I guess, the biggest storyline or what you're looking forward to most in this thing, and you can't say Judge versus Ohtani because we all get that one.
Look, the Yankees beat 2 teams in which they were supposed to be, Kansas City Royals and the Guardians. And they both played them really tough. But there's another level of competition. And when you look at it, I don't know where to go with this.
I tell you what, though. I know that offensively it's going to be a battle.
Yeah.
Because you have 2 really good teams that can hit at both times. But I want to see how the pitching is going to survive facing these 2 beasts.
Well, you can't say Ohtani and Judge. I mean, there's so many other characters. I mean, look, there's Mookie, there's Freddie, there's Muncy, there's Teoscar. You go on the Yankees side, there's Garrett Cole. Don't forget about Stanton. Like, I mean, just the list goes on and on. But I think this is going to be probably the most watched World Series in quite some time. So whoever can come and limit the distractions and relax, and who can steal one of the early games. Because, you know, it takes a little while for you to get into the rhythm of a series. So who can come out first? They're both going to be well rested. Who's going to jump out to an early lead? I think will have the advantage.
This is the first time, Matt, in a long time the Yankees are going to be underdogs coming into a series, which is kind of strange.
Ooh. You think so?
I think so. But and because they're going to be playing on the road. But the Dodgers are the most complete team in baseball, and they don't make mistakes. They're not going to implode like Kansas City did a little bit and Guardians. They're going to catch the ball. They're not going to make the mistakes in the bases. The Yankees cannot afford all those base running mistakes and think they're going to beat this team. And the other thing to watch, Matty, this fan base, both fan bases, are starving for a championship. The Yankees only 1 title in 24 years. The Dodger fan base 1 title in 36.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the Yankees may be the favorite coming in here. Yeah,
okay.
I think they might. I mean, look, you mentioned it earlier. Garrett Cole could go games 1, 4, and 7 if needed. The Yankees have some starters, right? They have a bullpen that hasn't been touched this entire postseason, and the lineup is starting to get hot. So I think it's 2 pretty evenly matched teams, and I say it's probably going to go 7 games.
Oh, we can all hope so.
I had a message for everybody. Do not call us for tickets. Do not bother us. Look at the graphic. Do not call us for tickets.
Exactly.
We don't have any. We don't play anymore.
Very good.
Leave us alone.
Matty, who do you think will be favorite?
Oh man, I don't know. That's a coin flip pick 'em. I think maybe home team would be favored, slight favorites.
Yeah.
But I'll say this. I'll add this: 5 times in the last 16 years, a player that's won an LCS MVP has gone on to win a World Series MVP. Ooh. So get your tickets in for Tommy Edman and for Giancarlo Stanton. They're red hot and ready to collide on Friday. It's going to be so much
just
fun.
So you don't see Do not call those for tickets.
One more time.
Do not do it. I just got a text. Do not do it. You're not listening. Leave me alone.
You really did? You already got a text for tickets?
Already?
I did too. I did too. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Don't call them.
メジャー翻訳速報。ドジャースがワールドシリーズ進出を決め、ヤンキースとの対戦が実現しました。大谷翔平選手とアーロン・ジャッジ選手の対決に注目が集まっています。両選手とも50本以上のホームランを打つ強打者で、この対決は野球ファン必見です。ドジャースのムーキー・ベッツ選手はワールドシリーズ進出の喜びを語り、チームの結束力を強調しました。デーブ・ロバーツ監督のリーダーシップも高く評価されています。金曜日に開幕するこのシリーズ、どのような展開になるでしょうか。皆さんの予想はいかがですか。次回の動画でまたお会いしましょう。ご視聴ありがとうございました。